First on the list is Hummy Ski, Walking the Floor, Kate LaFrance and Stefan Allen. Next on the agenda is sweet songs of our own Robbie Burns, If There Was a Lad, by the choir. My bonny lies over the hills. Next we have a tribute to Robbie Burns, Lily Gervin.
When the colonists arrived here in 1873, they brought with them many Scottish traditions, and one was the celebration of the birth of Robbie Burns' birth. He was a Scottish national poet. Burns was born January 25th, 1759, in a two-room clay cottage in Alloway near Ayr, Scotland. He was the oldest son of a tenant farmer, William Burns, and his wife, Agnes Brown. History tells that the mother was a cheerful person who used to sing old Scottish ballads to her children. Robert Burns had little formal education, but was taught by his father to read, and he was encouraged to read. At an early age, he was reading books by well-known Scottish and English authors and the Bible. As he grew older, he helped on the farm, and by his early teens was doing the work of a grown man. Robert saw the struggle of his young parents. He saw the frugal life of the Scottish peasants on one side and the extreme wealth of the lairds on the other side. He began writing poetry at age 14 in one of his poems, The Twa Dogs, and this is where a conversation between two dogs, Flute and Scooter. One said to the other, "It's hardly in a body's power to keep at times for being sour to see how things are shared." And he ended the poem with, "Up they got and shook their lumps, rejoiced they were not men but dogs." Robert, with his brothers and sisters, helped their father in the farm. The hard way of life combined with an inadequate diet permanently injured his health. He had a natural ability to write poetry. Often as he worked on the land, he composed poems. To a Mouse was composed when he accidentally turned over a mouse's nest while he was plowing. And he wrote in that poem, "The best laid plans all mice and men gang after glee." It took Burns' poetic ability to make people more aware of their worth and stories of their ancestors. Betty Davidson, an old lady who lived with the family, helped his talent with their many stories and songs about historical and legendary lore. They provided a new dignity to common people. The Cotter's Ferry Night poem gives us the most vivid picture of a lowly Scottish home. Burns was a defender of the poor and a critic of the undeserving gentry. A working man in a society based on wealth and rank. He lived life on his own terms, though. "I live today as well as I may, regardless of tomorrow," he once wrote, and again he wrote, "Nay man can tether time or tide." So the years passed on. Robert Burns married Jean Armour in 1788 and established his own home. His literary achievements helped him to get an appointment at Dumfries as a tax and customs official. This position provided him with a steady income to support his family and more time to write poetry. How could he have risen to a place where he would be remembered worldwide, wherever Scots are? Perhaps because deep within us all, we can identify with the down-to-earth qualities of the man and his appreciation of the simple things in life. Burns' health had been failing for some time, and in 1796 he wrote, "The wan moon is setting across the dark wave. and time is setting for me. He died July 21st, 1796. Tonight we gather here at Burns Hall to honor and continue the traditions of the first settlers from Scotland. It's 239 years since the birth of Robbie Burns. This year, 1998, marks the 125th anniversary of the colony. Plans are now underway to mark that occasion with a special celebration on July 18th and 19th. As I was going through old papers that came mainly from Catherine Werman, Uncle Geordie Sheriff's, I found this old one. And in it is memories of Burns Night, Dr. Pringle. I'd like to read to you some of the names that he mentioned. Paul, Lawson, Robertson, McNichol, Ellis, Lowe, Mackenzie, Burns, Nedrick, Smith, Brown, Duffy, Patterson, Mackey, Chapman, Hunter, Duncan, Coker, Aiken, Clark, Adams, Duncan, Leadingham, Maver, Christie, Hutchin, Philip, Barclay, Davidson, Chapman, Stewart, and he even had here, I see that at that first burn, the man who began Fraser's Lumber Company in Plaster Rock was there, Donald Fraser. And as I went over these names, I wondered how many of these people would be represented by their descendants at next year's celebration. There will be a guest book. I hope everybody will come. Let's see how many of these names will be represented on the guest books this summer. May your name be there.
Next we have Eve O'Malley, Killing LaFrance. Vocal solo in Gaelic, Marjorie LaFrance. It's written about a person leaving the island of Vera and immigrating to Montreal. recitation by Melinda Hargrove, Brunswick.
The drifts may blow and the winds may whistle, but the halls are gay and bright, where the loyal sons of Scotland gather to honor their bard tonight. They'll toast his name and the land that bore him. They'll lift their glasses high, and they'll sing of Burns and his Highland Mary, and till all the seas gang dry. The timorous mouse and the mountain daisy return from the long ago, and the banks of Doon will bloom so bonny, and the Afton gaily flow. And they'll thrill once more to Tom O'Shanter on his grey mare riding by, and they'll sing of Burns and his Highland Mary till all the seas gang dry.
Next, we'll have the Hills of Galloway, the Upper Kintore Singers.
Nora orders double portions because she's really hungry. Alice is a fanatic about calorie intake. She watches everything she eats to make sure it's not fattening. She's a bit overweight and she's fussy. The waiter humors Alice for a while out of politeness. But Alice's dithering is making everyone else starve to death. The busboy helps the waiter and adds a comment or two. Gives you some background on the play. The cast: Tessa, Marjorie LaFrance; Alice, Melody Matheson; Nora, Kate LaFrance; waiter, Anthony Matheson; and the busboy is Nathaniel Matheson. The play is set in a roof garden restaurant. The three women will be sitting at a small table at center stage.
With cream and sugar, and a big slab of pumpkin pie with vanilla ice cream on it afterwards.
The chef has taken almost all the calories of the cream sauce. It's barely more fattening than water.
Oh, that sounds good. But the chicken itself is over 300 calories.
No, not these chickens, ma'am. They're organically grown, especially for us in our charrette. They're fed only foods low in calories.
I didn't know that.
Now, as to your vegetables.
I don't like vegetables. Corn gives me a rash. Peas give me hives, potatoes give me boils. What do you have that's good for you and has absolutely no calories?
More water, ladies.
Can we get on with it? I'm starving.
I'm so hungry I can almost eat yogurt.
Might I suggest our low-calorie menu, ma'am? It begins with boiled eggplant.
What's that?
It's a black, watery vegetable that doesn't have much taste and looks awful. We
Yeah.
also
What do you also have?
have a nice mushroom and olive pod. For dessert, we have a chef special today only. Bird's nest soup with slivers and broccoli stalks.
You expect me to eat a bird's nest? Wait just a minute. You're right. This is our night out. That diet stuff is fit for a dog. Bring me a Swiss steak, please, and don't spare the vegetables.
Bravo! Well said.
Next, we have Bluebells of Scotland, Junior Choir, Leslie, Marjorie, Melody, Kate, and Sarah. LaFrance is going to make her debut tonight on the drums with her mother on the pipes. And what it's called is, it says Hawes of Cromdale, but that's not what she told me it was, and I can't say it. Hey, Miss Smith, and Cindy Gerber, you're getting a good one on the
Well, look what crawled out of the snowdrift. Well, what do you suppose I'm doing here? I came for a cup of tea. What do you go to a tea room for? Well, you could go for coffee. Coffee? Have you flipped your lid? No coffee for me. So, I may as well sit down and join you if you don't mind. Not a bit. Here. You know, you're supposed to coffee. I never drink that horse stuff, ma'am, as you do well know. But what I meant was, well, where else would I go for a cup of tea if I didn't come here? Because you know, if you go to the neighbors or to Richard and Teresa's, they have the weakest tea. They just skim a tea bag through it. I think a lot of them do that, maybe. Oh, well, I hope they don't hear. Have you ordered jackknives? No, they haven't come yet. They haven't? Well, are they coming? I'll get them. Miss! Crap. They've been drinking their own tea and it's done them in. They might hear you. I don't care. I kind of hope they do. I'll tell you, I'll get them. Waitress! Waitress! I hope they hear me. I'll get them yet. Oh. Fire! Fire! Oh, yes. Pot of tea for two, miss. Some muffins, some uniform, eh? And make it 2 bags because we want the spoon to stand up to. You have my face red. Your face red? It isn't me that makes your face red. It's all that wine you've been drinking. Oh, the nerve. Oh, Millie, you know I was joking. You know that I know that's better than I wish you'd hurry up and get here with that tea. Isn't it great to be able to sit down and get the load off your feet? Oh, yes, it's wonderful. And have somebody else make the tea for you for a change. I thought you was training that old man of yours to help you around the kitchen. Well, I'm trying to. I am. But, you know, I says to him, Earl, look, I slave over that red-hot stove all day long. You don't do a thing but sit there with your feet up or sit under the tree or something. And so I'm trained. I told him, I tell you. And what happened then? Well, he's quite a help now. He comes and he says, Mavis, the kettle's boiling, it's time to make the tea. I think your potatoes are boiling over. Mavis, the meat's went right. Some help, that is. Well, help, isn't it? You just have to do your own cooking. Now, as for me, I take great pride in my cooking. Oh, I know you do, and you make smashing good toast. Now, don't get all upset. You know I'm just kidding. But you know, it's a lucky dog that gets to lick your plates. I don't have a dog. I know, that's why he's lucky. That's another one, that's more wisecrack. Oh, don't be so touchy. That's a compliment. You don't even know compliments when you hear them. Now, but talking about food, did you know that Darlene had to take Bob to the doctor the other day? No. What's the matter with him? Oh,
get awful pains in the stomach.
Oh, that's too bad.
Ah, yeah, but the doctor said if he had lots of fresh air, and he rested, and ate somebody else's cooking, he'd be all right.
I hope you ain't doing my cooking again, because I never seen you out there.
I know you didn't. No, your cooking's all right. Closure.
I tell you one thing. My kids take great pride in my pies, and so do I.
I've heard them swearing about your pies a good many times. But I'm not repeating what they tell me. No, sir, I won't repeat it. But one thing, Millie, you did bring your children up. They talk quite mannerly when they're talking about them sometimes.
I suppose that's another one of your smart cracks.
No, you're just too touchy today, Millie. Now, you suppose... but talking about your kids, how's poor Bill these days?
Oh, Bill's all right. He's got a job.
A job? Bill got a job? Where at? The brewery? No! Oh, and he's got a weak heart, and he's got a weak back. Oh, what could he be doing?
Well, he's still got them all right. But what he's doing, he's assistant to the driver of the horse track that hauls the horses to the races.
A horse truck. Bill goes in the horse truck. What's he do? Talk to the horses and try to make them happy?
No, there's no horses in the truck.
No horses in the truck. But you said that they drove the truck to the races.
Yes, but they haul the non-runners, don't you get it?
Oh, I get it now. Oh, dear. Now, you suppose Bill, he is pretty good, you say, and he's working some at that. Now, but then he's still got Paula for his consolation, to console him. And then he's got his darts.
Darts? Bill darts?
Yes, he darts into a pawn shop, and then he darts out again, and then he darts into the Masonic car.
Look, I've listened to enough from you tonight.
Sit down. No, don't be so touchy. Come on. We'll have... Is that lady ever coming with our cup of tea? I wonder where the Duchess is. Is she coming? Not yet? No, you can't go yet, Millie.
What you mean is, I suppose, that I've got to stay here and pay for your lunch if we got your purse as usual.
Millie, you keep bringing that up. I only forgot my purse once, and you only had to pay for my lunch once. And I'll just show you. Look there, I got my purse right here.
Well, that's a change.
Well, and I even got some money in it, in case you don't believe me. I'll pay for my own. Well, do you suppose that Duchess is coming?
There now.
Can't go. Can't.
Well, I can't stay much longer because I've got to go to the UCW meeting.
What? Go to the UCW with that gang of women? But then, well, oh, but you're the captain or something of that, aren't you?
Well, I was, but I give it up.
How come? You always like to be head of any organization you ever belonged to.
Well, yes, I did. And I was head one for a while. But that Isabel, she thinks she's the honorary secretary or something. I couldn't tell you what. But the first meeting, she stands up and says, big as tough, now I'll ask the chairman to give her address.
Well, nothing the matter with that. So what?
Well, I stood up and I said, I live on Kincardine Road. And they all smiled.
I can see why, but anyway. So, and you gave it up then, did you?
Yes, I did. Every time I went back after that, I could see them snickering tucks behind my back. And finally, I had enough. And I told them where they could go, and it wasn't where they'd find any snow either. And I just, after we had a good rousing fight, I passed in me notice.
Well, that's more like the old Millie. That's the backbone. Well, anyway, where is the Duchess? Isn't she coming pretty soon? Oh, there she is. Oh, what did happen? Did you forget our order? Isn't that just like the power to be off when she's supposed to be making us our tea?
Well, usually when the power was off, it's Sunday morning, just you get the roasting and you're ready to leave for church.
I know, but look, I can't stay here and wait for the cup of tea. Look, my throat is parched.
You
So
don't think
let's go
they
on.
couldn't you that they have a good wood stove out in the country in weather like this, that they could make a person a cup of tea?
Yes, but I probably can't find the Boy Scout to rub two sticks together to start it for them.
That's wrong.
Well, I'm not going to sit here all
And
day.
I'm not either.
I'm going. My throat is parched.
Well, let's go out to Teresa's and get a quart of milk and have a drink.
A quart of milk? I haven't sunk that low yet. I'm not drinking milk, and we're not stopping at Richard and Tracy's. We'll go uptown and we'll get something a lot stronger than this.
Next is the men's chorus, Road to the Isles and Roaming in the Globe.
wouldn't wash nor she wouldn't ring. Nicotine, nicotine, doo-doo-doo, voice boiling over golden ring. Hey, Willie, Wallachy, hoo, Chanduka, Korashity, she wouldn't come nor she wouldn't sing. Nicotine, nicotine, doo-doo-doo, for shaming all her gentle kin. Hey, Willie, Wallachy, hoo, Chanduka, Korashity, the cookery gave her a heavy pack. Nicotine, nicotine, doo-doo-doo. He told her to go and never come back. Hey, Willie, Wallachy, hoo, Chanduka, Korashity, oh, I will bake and I will brew. Nicotine, nicotine, doo-doo-doo, and name and tingle my comely you. Hey, Willie, Wallachy, hoo, Chanduka, Korashity, oh, I will wash and I will ring. Nicotine, nicotine, doo-doo-doo, and name and tinkle my golden ring. Hey, Willie, Wallachy, hoo, Chanduka, Korashity, oh, I will card and I will spin. Nicotine, nicotine, doo-doo-doo, and name and tinkle my gentle kin. Hey, Willie, Wallachy, hoo, Chanduka, Korashity, oh, ye white cotton, a gentle white. Nicotine, nicotine, doo-doo-doo, just you send for the wee Cooper of Fife. Hey, Willie, Wallachy, hoo, Chanduka, Korashity.
Probably Katie don't got money in that thing, but every time
Now, on the middle of Polly Farquhar, she and Trio, Woodchopper's Breakdown. Rosebud on an Early Walk, written by Robert Burns. Next, we have a monologue. Mazel galvanized wash tub.
Mazel galvanized wash tub. Did you ever take your Saturday bath and try and wash and scrub while squatting down your haunches in a galvanized washing tub? If not, then you ain't missed a thing. But I'm telling you what's right. I've done it till I was almost grown, and every dog on Saturday night. In summertime it was bad enough, but in winter it was really rough. Bread and papers, filling buckets and kettles and all sort of stuff. But getting ready for that ordeal was only half of the rub of taking your bath on Saturday night in a galvanized washing tub. Did you ever stand there stripped to your skin, a wood stove facing your hide, dreading to put your darn foot in for fear of burn alive? Finally, you got the temperature right, and into the tub you get. When that cold tub touched your bare back, that was the worst of it. You get out of the tub next to the stove, stand there a-dripping and a-shaking, the front side of your body is freezing to death, while the back side of your body is aching. And that's the price I had to pay. That awful ordeal still haunts me. And now, I'm old and gray. I ain't through yet. There's something else that I've been wanting to say. I was the youngest of all us kids that bathed each Saturday. Now, we all bathed according to ages. I got us in order, which meant I had to wash myself and in their same dead, clean, dirty water. Now, I'm a woman of clean habits and believe in a bath a week. It helps keep one clean and healthy and freshens up one's physique. But if I had my druthers, I'd druther eat a bun than take my Saturday bath again in a galvanized washing tub.
We'll now be entertained by Ellen Edger on piano.
Before I begin, I'd like to convey best wishes tonight to friends of Dr. Winnie Chase from Glace Bay, Nova Scotia. Some of you have met her and been to her workshop, and I spoke to her this week because I wanted to make sure that the pieces I was playing were authentic Scotch pieces. And she was sending congratulations to the organization and was really hoping that the summer program, the weekend that you have your celebrations, that she might be able to make an appearance, hoping it will be in conjunction with the Highland Games sometime at the same time in Fredericton, so she was kind of hoping. Anyway, she sent best wishes to you people. I'd like to play tonight an air, a Scottish air, by J. Scott Skinner, followed by a slow Strathspey, and then a reel. And then I'll do a medley of jigs. I'll try.
mist-covered mountains, and merrily danced the Quaker's wife, Kate on the pipe. Next up, the Wind-Feeding Fiddlers. Live Oak Song, Mary's Wedding, Flowers of Israel.
Well, good evening, everyone. I see there's some more fiddlers here in the audience. How come? Oh, it's a great night of music, and I'm so impressed with all the fiddles I hear. I'm kind of partial to fiddles. We're going to add a couple more to it. We're going to start with the Skyboat song. Okay. we're going to do something, the old traditional one now, the flower study world. Right, Paul? Did I get it? Okay.
Last but not least, we have the choir again with Loch Lomond, Sosquahay, Vernoa, all lines on.
and all lang syne. I've been here for, well, I don't remember when Mom let me start coming, probably when I was 5 or 6. And we've never had a Burns night without Ethel, and we don't have a Burns night without Ethel tonight. I'd like to take just a moment of silence to remember Ethel Harper.